everybody, I'm Coach Karen, owner of Kaia FIT Sierra, and I am here with Jen and Jess of Awaken to formally announce our 3rd annual Burpee Mile.
Woo!
Yay!
3rd annual.
Woo! So exciting, May 18th, 7 a.m. at the McQueen High School track. And this is an event that started internally in Kaia, where Kaia FIT Sierra, we did it just for our members, pretty straightforward. And I did it solo 2 years in a row in 2015 and 2016. I remember it very vividly.
I don't think you get over those memories.
Not to scare anybody, but like I will remember those experiences for sure. I was not even trying to do the second one, and then it just happened. I'm like, well, there we are. Yeah. So bucket list check for me, just so you know. But ultimately, it went into slumber mode for a little bit, and I always thought about bringing it back, but I really wanted to bring it back in a way that just supported the community in an even bigger way than those participants feeling accomplished at the end of the Burpee Mile. And so I presented it to Awaken at the very beginning of 2022, and they thought it was crazy. But they listened.
They said, okay, tell us a bit more. That sounds awful, but we're in.
And at the end of that conversation, we were all in on our inaugural Burpee Mile in 2022. We are heading into our 3rd annual. But every year so far, we've been able to raise about $5,000 for Awaken.
Incredible.
So incredible. And obviously our goal is always bigger every year.
Every year.
Always. But what is a Burpee Mile, right? Like, you hear it, you're like, it sounds awful, but what is it? And it really is truly a burpee and then stepping or hopping forward and then a burpee. Please know, and you'll see in future videos that'll be posted in general, there are a million ways to do a burpee in this event.
Yes.
So many different ways, and everything from chest to ground to a standing version. So please don't feel like, oh, I have a shoulder issue, I have a wrist issue, so I can't participate. No, you really can. There really is, everyone has the ability to rally a team, to bring their friends into this, no matter what your background is, your athletic background, whatever it might be. You do not have to be an athlete, or what you would think of an athlete as. We're all athletes, right? We're all moving our bodies.
We're generous. I was like, well, I don't know if I consider myself an athlete.
Sport is life, right? So something like that.
I will be there. Yes, we will be there if that makes I now can identify as an athlete if I'm going to Burpee Mile. So
you're an athlete now. But don't get in your head about it. It really is truly an event. Every Kaia workout type event is open for all abilities, and we really do mean that. You're not going to show up and be like, oh, here's all these young bucks and like they can all do this, and what am I doing? Like, never ever like that. So keep in mind that you can participate as a solo participant. Not that I just sold it a moment ago, but
everyone was like,
not that I was selling that concept just a few moments ago. But truly, if it's something that is in your heart, like it's like when you get it like this idea, like maybe I do want to run a marathon, or maybe I do want to do this one thing, maybe I do want to do a Tough Mudder, maybe I do want to do a Burpee Mile, I do want to do those 4 laps around the track. Totally possible. You can participate solo, and we've had solo participants. But our most popular participation medium is really the relay team. So relay teams are one person on the track at any given time, and the rest of the team is moving along with them off the track, and they're doing their burpee and step or hop, whatever it is, until they feel like they're done and someone jumps in. But every team can set minimums, like for each. I mean, it's however you want to challenge each other. Every team's a little different. Common sizes I've seen, most common's been 4 people. Is what I've seen. A lot of 4 people teams tend to do this event. I've seen 6 people teams, 2-person team. But we've had 20+ people teams.
That's Awaken's team. That's us. Here we are.
Well, the Kaia teams are 20+ people teams in the first year as well. So we've heard feedback that if it is a very, very large team, you may not get as much track time as maybe you would feel you would. So keep that in mind. We recommend no more than 10 people on a team, but that's not a rule. It's just a recommendation. Something to be mindful of if you really want to get like a workout in. I mean, also you can just be running in place while you're supporting your friends, but whatever. I'm always able to come up with some alternatives. Y'all want to work out? I can make it happen on top of the burpees. Don't worry about it. But just keep that in mind, because if you do end up with like 20-something people, but everyone's really jazzed, so they get in as many as they can. well, maybe you break it up into 2 10-people teams.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. But make sure that you're registering, make sure that you're rallying your friends. We're really looking for first responders, especially this year. I would love to have a cop versus firefighter team. That is my dream. So if you're a cop or firefighter watching this, or have them in your family, friend circles, please let them know about this event, because we would love to have them come out for this cause.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite memories from past Burpee Miles?
Oh, favorite memories, Jen?
My favorite memory, what you don't understand what the Burpee Mile is, at least I didn't until I got to participate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we can talk about a Burpee Mile, but you don't actually get to experience the excitement and the energy and cheering one another on, whether it's your team or a competitive team. And it's just amazing to see everybody come together with a common purpose. And I'm talking, we're yelling, we're cheering.
The music's pumping.
The music is going, and it is the generations. Jessica brought her 2 sons last year. There was mamas pushing strollers.
Yes.
And so everybody coming together truly to see one common cause.
Yeah.
And it's thankfully against trafficking.
Yeah.
And so for our community to stand up and even just walk the track against commercial sexual exploitation, for me, that is my favorite memory.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I look at all the teams and, strengths and abilities, and it's hard. When Karen first came to us, I was like, that sounds like torture. But again, the experience itself is so, you can't really put words to it. Just watching our community come together, and that's so big, and just, you're at the very end, and all the teams are, come on, you can do it, only a few more burpees, and you're like, this is hard. And they jump in, other teams jumped in for us, and so just the relationships and the intentionality of the event, just it's been great. And year 3, it's crazy that I'm like, oh, here we are. Yeah, already. I was like, wow, I feel like I just did my first Burpee Mile 2 years ago.
The first year we had one participant, it was his 18th birthday, and he did it solo. And when he finally crossed the line, we all just started singing happy birthday, and it was a beautiful moment.
It was, it was so good.
It was so good. He did puke in the bush after
Yes,
that.
he did.
Not to again scare you from being solo. It was really fun. We actually got that on video, that whole thing, and he loved it. It was on video, but he, as everyone was singing, he said to my fiance as he was passing by, because he was like, "Way to go, man!" From behind the camera, and he's like, "I'm gonna go puke." But he would have been there last year, but he was out. That's all.
And I think
good.
he had like a family member coaching him on.
I think it was his dad.
It's just, my heart is so full because of that. I'm just like,
so cool. And it's so funny because as we ramp up every year, especially last year and this year, I've had to bring people on who've been past participants just to convince everyone that it's fun. No one believes me anymore when I say fun. So I have to have other people say something.
It's fun.
It's so much fun.
Because technically I told you guys it was fun before the first one.
And we're like, we were skeptical.
Afterwards, we were all, that is so much.
I know. Or not. Maybe next year.
We
do. It's just such good energy. So if you've never heard of this event before, if you've never heard of Awaken before, never heard of Kaia before, it doesn't matter. Register, start encouraging your friends to join you. I've talked to some past participants who are had a smaller team, now they're trying to get a bigger team, or maybe they're going to break up into 2 teams. Who knows what's going to happen? But it's just one of those things where it's like, so many events. We have a lot of races here in town, but as far as non-race events, physical events, we are limited a little bit in Reno. You kind of have to travel for a Tough Mudder, you have to kind of travel for a Spartan, these things that are not just running. There's some triathlons obviously in Tahoe, but we're kind of limited, and this is like an opportunity to do something that's not just a run. And I don't want to say just a run, I like running. But
So do I. Speaking to a fellow.
No hate on the races at all, but it gives a different twist into a physical challenge, and it's right here in town. It makes it so easy to come together for a good cause. So let's talk a little bit more about that cause, because Awaken does incredible work, and like just across this community, empowering. But don't let me. I talk about it a lot, but you are the experts. You're in it.
So we've been in our community for 13 years. Actually, the next day, May 19th, is Awaken's 13th.
Is it really?
So come celebrate.
Come celebrate Awaken. We need to have 13 number-shaped balloons or something.
Happy 13th birthday day after. When you're sore.
So we've been in our community for 13 years, and our part is really to expose the issue of commercial sexual exploitation, so the legal and illegal forms of prostitution in our community, and then offer direct services to those that are affected. And so we work predominantly with women and children, and since inception, we've worked with over 1,000 women and girls. And so we know that this is an issue that is affecting our community. And so part of what I love about the Burpee Mile is it's a whole different population of people that are coming to get educated. You can't be a part of the solution if you don't actually know what the problem is.
Right.
And so come, get educated, learn what the issue looks like, and then learn and ask yourself, what is my role? But what part am I supposed to play in helping to end this in our community?
It's a huge deal. I mean, I think, you know, as part of the movement, somebody who's born and raised here, thinking to myself, like, that didn't happen at the high school I went to.
Right.
Unfortunately, you know, when we look at it, we've actually served a participant in every single high school and most middle schools and some elementary schools in Washoe County and surrounding areas. So it does happen, and you know, that's
in your neighborhood.
Yes, in your neighborhood. I think, you know, I still talk to people and they're like, that doesn't happen, that isn't it the white van, or you know, so many misconceptions. And I think that's one of our biggest things, is really to raise awareness about what it really looks like in our community. And it really is such a great cause, because the money comes right back to the participants. You know, it's kind of on the onset of our summer programs, you know, so being able to offer experiences to these girls who wouldn't have necessarily had them, especially with our youth participants. They grew up so fast, they've never been to camps or conferences, you know, or concerts. Like just in this last year, we've been able to do so many great things just to really connect them with what normalcy looks like in the experience that they missed. And so every year they're like, when are we doing this? When are we doing this? And so, you know, these funds help us to send them to these different things so that they can realize what it's like to be a child and have their youth, you know, and what's normal. So we appreciate all the money that's been raised, and the fact that it just comes for a good cause, and it's just, it's really special. And we have to thank Karen too, because I think your mission with empowering women really is in alignment with what we do. And so it really did make sense to come in. I mean, we still were like,
I'm used to the look. I'm used to that look.
We're like, but again, like with your mission with Kaia and just what you're doing with our community and the women, I think it makes perfect sense.
It's a perfect partnership.
It is a perfect partnership.
So good. And you know, again, if you don't feel like you participate, maybe you're out of town, whatever, you can still go to the registration page. You can still donate on behalf of the event. You can, even if you are in town and you just like, being on the track at all is not gonna work for me, that's fine. There's bleachers. You can hang out. You can walk around the track with some of the teams if you know people on a team. Like, this is not the Burpee Olympics. We don't have crazy rules and officials. We all are there to have fun. We want you to be safe. We want everyone to be in good form and listen to their bodies. But, you know, in general, this is about coming together for an incredible cause, having an amazing morning, and kind of like ringing in the 13th birthday over here. I like it.
I know.
We just turned 13 in February.
See, it makes perfect.
We just happened in the same year.
That's amazing. I love that.
I know, when you start coordinating your anniversary party.
I know.
That'd be great. It's called the Burpee Mile.
I guess that is the coordination.
It is.
That actually makes sense. It's right in the middle of the two. So thank you guys so much. If you have any questions about Burpee Mile, please stay tuned on our social media. Ask Awaken, ask Kaia. We are here to support you. Ask any questions you have, because we have the answers. If there's even, like, you think it's a silly question, but it means you might be able to participate, no silly questions. You can absolutely comment on this video, call, text, all the things. We are both readily available to answer all of those questions, and we absolutely cannot wait to see you on May 18th.
Yes, we'll see you there.
Yay!
Be registered.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you.